Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 12th edition of Gun Wars. Today I got what I personally believe to be two of the most popular submachine guns in Black Ops, the AK74u and the MP5K. Let's start off talking about the AK74u. It's designed with a stable frame for accurate targeting, low recoil, and solid firing rate. The AK74u bridges the gap between submachine guns and assault rifles. Compared to others in its class, it has better accuracy and power over longer distances, though its firing rate is not as fast. Like all submachine guns, the AK74u is good for close quarters combat, but you can also deal nice damage in fast-paced mid-range combat. It has a solid 30-round clip, so you'll spend less time reloading. Some key points to the 74u is that it has a 2.1 second loaded reload time. It is a 30-round magazine and fires 750 rounds per minute without rapid fire. Now on to the MP5K. The MP5K has all-around solid stats rather than strengths in some areas and weaknesses in others. It's good for both mid-range and close quarters combat. However, this weapon does have unpredictable recoil. Be aware of its upward kick when you hold down the trigger. If you're lucky, you might land the occasional headshot at mid-range. Your best option is to either aim low when holding the trigger or use clear iron sights and tap the trigger. The key points to the MP5 are very similar to the 74u, except it is the very first submachine gun unlocked in Black Ops, but it also has a 30-round magazine and also fires 750 rounds per minute without rapid fire. The biggest difference in these guns is in the attachment category. Even though every attachment available for the MP5K is also available for the 74u, the 74u has a few exclusive attachments that the MP5 cannot wield. The attachments that both guns can wield are the following: the extended mags, the red dot sight, the reflex sight, the ACOG scope, the suppressor, and finally the rapid fire attachment. Now the 74u can wield three attachments that the MP5K cannot, and those are the dual mags, the grip, and finally the grenade launcher. Now when comparing these two guns, their stats are nearly identical, but one place where there's a huge difference is in the reload time. The loaded reload time for the AK74u is only 2.1 seconds, while the loaded reload time for the MP5K is 2.9 seconds. That's nearly a second longer. Now the unloaded reload time for the AK74u is 2.8 seconds, which is actually quicker than the loaded MP5K reload time, while the unloaded MP5K reload time is 3.2 seconds. Taking both the stats and attachments for these two guns into consideration, it becomes clear which gun is purely superior here, and that would be the AK74u. Being able to hold three more attachments, especially the grip, is very useful, because with the addition of the grip, the 74u's recoil barely becomes a problem, while the MP5 still has that unpredictable upwards recoil that could really throw you off target. So here's the point where I ask for your guys' opinion. Do you agree with my choice on this battle? Do you think the MP5K should have won? And tell me why. I'm always looking for feedback and ways to improve. Maybe I was wrong on this, you guys have to tell me. Now next week's edition of Gun Wars will feature something I have not yet done before. Every other episode of Gun Wars has had two guns competing that are in the same class as each other. For example, two submachine guns competing off. But for the very first time, two guns from different classes will be going head to head in Gun Wars. I will be taking a light machine gun to face off against an assault rifle. The reason why I am doing this is because when I pick, for example, two submachine guns, their stats are so similar that it becomes nearly impossible to pick one gun to be superior over the other, except for reload time and possible attachments that one gun may not have or the other. So, picking one light machine gun and one assault rifle, we will have different stats so I can compare which gun is more useful out on the battlefield. And those two guns are the Stoner 63 from the light machine gun class facing off against the Commando from the assault rifle class. While these two guns are in different classes, they are still very similar because the Stoner 63 acts more like an assault rifle than a light machine gun, because just the fact that the Stoner 63 plays so much like an assault rifle that it's hard to believe it's categorized as a light machine gun. So if you guys are excited for next week's edition, please let me know in the comments. Until then, I'm already taking you signing out. Peace.